Tonight, the extraordinary show of unity in the face of a national tragedy. Canada's political leaders stand shoulder to shoulder with the community of Tumbler Ridge.
I know that no words from me or anyone can fill the silence in your homes tonight.
And what police are now saying about the chilling chain of events leading to the mass shooting.
This suspect was, for lack of a better term, hunting.
A father's unimaginable loss.
I'm breaking down and cry inside of me because of the connection that I had with my son.
What he told me about what he wants the country to know about his son. Plus, finding humanity and hope in the midst of heartbreak.
My daughter and my husband and I went around to every single house last night and brought food.
How compassion is shining bright and bringing comfort.
CTV National News with Omar Sachedina, reporting tonight from Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia.
Good evening. Like a massive family, they stood together, bound by their shared grief and a determination to help one another now heal. Tonight's vigil bringing together the young and the old and leaders of all political stripes to mourn and remember the lives lost. Hundreds gathered outside the town hall in solidarity as the Governor General, the Prime Minister, and the Leader of the Opposition offered their reflections.
When the unthinkable becomes real, we are plunged into shadow. We still seek that light.
First responders at the school in less than 2 minutes. Teachers shielding their children. You held each other as you're holding each other right now. This is grace. It's what we do for each other. It's what we receive from each other. Open hearts when the world falls apart.
But today, there are no conservatives. There are no liberals, New Democrats, Greens, or Bloc Québécois. We are all, as we were in that plane together, mothers and fathers.
And an emotional evening and a powerful moment just hours before that. The leader of all federal parties coming together for a moment that transcends politics to lay flowers at the memorial behind me. CTV's BC Bureau Chief Andrew Johnson was at that vigil tonight. Andrew, the focus entirely on those victims and this community trying to find a way forward.
Omar, it was so powerful and the message came through so clearly from everyone who spoke that Canada is here for Tumbler Ridge. And the stage was set this afternoon when the Prime Minister and the leaders visited the memorial only 100 meters from the high school where this tragedy happened Tuesday, had their moment of silence, then spoke with people in town. And the Prime Minister later met with some of the families of the victims and also spoke with first responders. Then this evening, you heard some of their statements, just incredibly moving and painful. And some people we watched stood in an embrace for the entire 45 minutes of that vigil. There were plenty of tears, and toward the end, people lined up and lit the candles you can see behind me. Overall, it didn't come off like political lip service. It did come off like Pierre Poilievre said, there were no political parties tonight. These were just the leaders of our country showing up for a town of 2,400 going through the kind of tragedy no one could ever imagine having to deal with and no one ever should have to. But it happened here, and now Canada is making it clear the entire country is here for this town. We can feel it here too. We've been here all week. Omar?
An incredibly powerful and emotional scene. Andrew Johnson, thank you for this tonight. One of the victims was 12-year-old Abel Mwansa, who loved soccer and wanted to become a scientist. Earlier today, I sat down with his father, Abel Sr., to find out what he wants people to know about his son.
I want my son to be remembered as a brave one.
There's a deafening silence at the Mwansa home these days.
When I wake up and walk to the living room and the kitchen, I'm thinking he's still sleeping.
Knowing 12-year-old Abel will never wake up, a reality his father is trying to come to terms with.
I know that you are a man of faith,
What kind of conversations with God have you had about trying to make sense of the senseless?
My son's life was not in me. The owner of that life is God. So if he's taken from us, I should look up to God who gave me that child to strengthen me.
Unwavering in his faith even as it's being tested.
I'm breaking down and cry inside of me because of the connection that I had with my son.
He was the perfect big brother, never hesitating to take care of the 8-month-old baby. And ever so protective of his younger sister Shekinah, who turned 8 years old just 2 days before the shooting.
Abel, how are you doing?
Very good.
So same question to you. What do you want to become when you grow up?
I want to become a scientist, soccer player, engineer.
In this lighthearted interview with Dad, you can see where Abel has his right hand, trying to keep his sister steady.
So that she doesn't fall. He was always protective. He was always trying to make sure that the people around him are safe. That's the kind of the boy he was.
What is it that you will most miss about him?
Everything. I'll miss everything about Abel.
Most of all, that smile.
A smile is a perfect medicine that all of us human beings need. So I trained my son to be deliberate about smiling. So he was a good, he can give you the best smile that you've never seen. He had a beautiful smile.
And a power to subtly persuade. When he decided his father needed a hitch for his truck, he built this one in school.
So he made this to inspire me to buy the towing hitch.
It's one of the few tangible pieces of Abel's young life he has, along with his laptop, skates, pottery, and soccer medals.
He was playing the game and he played very well.
3 years after they came to Canada from Zambia, he never imagined his son's life would end like this.
I'm just on temporal work permit.
His father now making preparations to return Abel's body to his homeland.
So imagine I bury my son here, and then I leave, I go back home. I think we'll be feeling like a part of us has been left somewhere. So my heart is at peace to have my son buried in my country, Zambia.
And my thank you to Abel Mwanza Sr. for that conversation. Today, RCMP revealed some chilling new details about what unfolded inside the school.
Our officers arrived on scene, immediately went into the school. As you can imagine, it was chaotic. The fire alarms were going off. There was somebody that either leaned out or shouted out a window to our officers. The suspect is upstairs, he's upstairs. They entered the school, immediately went to the stairwell, proceeded to go up the stairwell, and were met with gunfire.
Police releasing this image of the suspect, Jesse Van Rooselaar, and new information about the nature of the shooting.
There was no specific targeting of any individuals. This suspect was, for lack of a better term, hunting. They were prepared and engaging anybody and everybody they could come in contact with.
And the RCMP also delivered more insight into their investigation, including answers about the weapons used. Here's CTV's Rachel Aiello.
As the complex forensic examination continues in Tumbler Ridge, informed in part by interviews with dozens of students, teachers, and first responders, as well as body cam footage, police today shed new light on the weapons involved.
We have a total of 4 firearms.
According to police, 18-year-old Jesse Van Rooselaar used an unregistered shotgun to kill her mother and stepbrother in their home. The suspect then traveled to the school, and investigators are now processing a vehicle found outside that they say is connected to the suspect. Inside the school, police say they located a long gun and a modified rifle.
Our investigation has also been able to determine that the main firearm believed to be used in the mass shooting at the school has also never been seized by the RCMP, and its origin is currently unknown.
RCMP say while the mother had a valid firearm license, they are still investigating how the shooter obtained the weapons used in the attack, as well as trying to pin down any possible motive.
And we still want to know, did the killer say or do anything that would indicate a threat was imminent to anybody.
In a separate statement to CTV News today, the RCMP said some information may never be available.
Some of those questions may be more structural and may require a broader set of measures, similar to the Mass Casualty Commission report and investigation that took place in the Maritimes.
A specialized team of investigators is also combing through the suspect's online activity, which we have confirmed included creating a shopping mall massacre simulation on a popular online gaming site. That platform, Roblox, has removed the account belonging to the shooter. Omar.
All right, Rachel, thank you. In La Loche in northern Saskatchewan, where it's been 10 years since a deadly school shooting, the attack in Tumbler Ridge is hitting close to home. CTV's Alison Bamford found out how the two communities are now linked by tragedy.
Stories from Tumbler Ridge are hard to hear for those linked to the deadly school shooting in La Loche, Saskatchewan.
There was definitely some heaviness.
The northern Dene community marked 10 years last month since the shooting that left 4 people dead and 7 others injured. Speaking to CTV News ahead of the anniversary, the interim mayor at the time of the tragedy said he's been amazed by the community's resilience.
Seeing those residents and the kids going through those stores each and every day at Dene High School uplifts the people in La Loche.
In some ways, Tumbler Ridge parallels the shootings in La Loche that took place at both a private home and the local school. The Northern Lights School Division, which oversees La Loche, says there isn't a roadmap for moving forward. Mental health supports, security, and guest teachers were brought in once students and staff decided they wanted to return to school.
Definitely an ongoing journey of healing that took, many years, and still, and there'll still be years to come.
The Northern Lights School Division has already reached out to the BC School District, offering support where it can, knowing the challenges that Tumbler Ridge will face in the aftermath of this tragedy.
I know it's filled with all types of emotions, and as to how and when that subsides, I just think it's just it's a day-by-day process.
And one day, he says the people of Tumbler Ridge will be ready to move forward too. Alison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Coming up.
I can feel the love of the country, community.
How Tumbler Ridge is coming together to find hope. The Supreme Court of Canada has dealt a blow to the federal Liberals, overturning a decision that gave the party a Montreal area seat in the last election. Canada's highest court moved today to annul the results in the riding of Terrebonne that saw the Liberal take the seat over the Bloc Québécois candidate by a single vote. After the election, a woman came forward to say she had mailed in a vote for the Bloc, but it wasn't counted because of an error on the envelope's address. Elections Canada says it's ready to hold a by-election. And Quebec's Liberal Party has a new leader tonight with no other candidates. Charles Milliard was acclaimed by the party, eliminating the need for a leadership convention. Milliard came in second in last year's leadership race to Pablo Rodriguez, who resigned in December following allegations of vote buying in the party. There are reports that President Trump is considering a plan to scale back tariffs on steel and aluminum amid sagging poll numbers and growing anger over rising prices. Here's CTV's Washington Bureau Chief Joy Malbin.
Every chance he gets, the U.S. president trumpets his tariffs.
The economy is doing unbelievable. We right now have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
But he's battling the cost of living crisis in America and low approval ratings before the midterm elections. The Financial Times reporting the Trump administration may be having a rethink about those steep steel and aluminum tariffs that could affect Canada.
I don't think it's great reporting that we saw today. If anything is done, I think it would be sort of clarification on some incidental objects, but again, that's going to be the president's decision.
Canadian metals were slapped with a 50% tariff early this year, justified as a national security crisis. Canada retaliated, but this tit-for-tat tariff blitz has led to higher costs for consumers, paying more for groceries, electronics, cans, and cars. The American Nonpartisan Tax Foundation reports that tariffs will cost the average U.S. household $1,300 more in 2026.
There's definitely pressure because it is hitting different markets, and we're seeing that in the auto sector as well. Like Ford's earnings last week were dismal. So it's a situation where tariffs don't always work.
Even if the president is considering rolling back tariffs on steel and aluminum, here's what he posted just 2 days ago. Canada has taken advantage of the United States on trade for many years. They are among the worst in the world to deal with.
U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer said there likely won't be a rollback of the tariffs, more of a clarification or possible exemption on items like refrigerators and washers. But then again, it's the president's call. Joy Malvin, CTV News, Washington.
And back here at home, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says Crown Royal will remain on liquor store shelves in Ontario after the whiskey maker's parent company reached a multi-million-dollar agreement with the province.
So this is what I think about Crown Royal. That's what they could do.
A sharp reversal from last September when Ford poured out a bottle of the liquor to protest Diageo's plan to close a plant near Windsor and move jobs to the U.S. Today's deal includes $23 million in new investments from the company, along with a commitment to explore options to open a new canning facility in the province. Still ahead, inside the impromptu venue in Milan, where love for Team Canada is the name of the game. Canada didn't add to its medal count on day 7 of the Winter Olympics, but the men's hockey team followed up its strong debut against Czechia with another dominating performance. Edmonton Oilers superstar Connor McDavid opened the scoring with his first ever Olympic goal. McDavid added 2 assists to help Canada beat Switzerland 5-1. The men are off tomorrow, but Canada's women's team is back in action. They take on Germany in the quarterfinals. And a huge upset in men's figure skating where Ilya Malinin missed the podium. The 2-time defending world champion was the overwhelming favorite after leading Tuesday's short program. But the 21-year-old American, known as the Quad God, fell twice during a disastrous free program and tumbled to 8th. At the Winter Games, there's a unique gathering place for Canadian athletes and their families where every detail reflects this country and passion for sport. CTV's Heather Butts takes us to the Canadian Ice Palazzo in Milan.
In the heart of Milan is a place that feels like home for Canadians. The Hockey Canada Ice Palazzo is a community hub for Team Canada hockey players, speed skaters, figure skaters, and their families.
All in one venue. So we don't do things together very often, and it's great to be able to work with the other sports, and that's one of the beauty things of the Olympics. It really does provide those opportunities to do things together.
The red carpet entranceway, complete with Italian mosaics shaped with a maple leaf design, celebrates Olympic champions in all ice sports.
It's really honoring people spanning several decades actually here.
Absolutely.
Traditionally, the Canadian Olympic Committee puts up a Canada House, but faced challenges with the Games so widespread. With Milan hosting hockey, speed skating, and figure skating, those organizations saw this as a natural fit.
This is our theater room. Come on in, Heather. We put the director's chairs at the front for people to be able to sit in the director's chairs and watch the event. And then really tried to decorate the walls again to celebrate historic Canadian champions.
Every detail and activity has been carefully thought out to promote fun and family engagement, right down to the hockey helmets.
Walk outside and there's an expansive courtyard complete with a skating rink. Rory, the son of hockey player Natalie Spooner, skating his heart out all afternoon.
Our families have had a huge impact on us in making sure that we get here. So in a sense, this is also a space for them to be able to enjoy the Olympics.
A space for families to unite.
How's it going, buddy?
Like hockey player Bo Horvat's parents.
It's been great. You get to meet a lot of the other families, the parents, their friends, their families.
and they all, just like the team, they all gel together.
We're being followed by the next Canadian superstar here. He's ready to roll.
Here, kids can play while the athletes live the Olympic dream.
I would call it an investment in Canadians. So as we looked at it from a Hockey Canada perspective, we said, how do we invest in sport and make families feel they're part of something?
Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
Still ahead, shaken by loss, how residents in Tumbler Ridge are comforting one another. In a place as small as Tumbler Ridge, grief travels fast, but so does love. This tragedy has touched every family here. Here's CTV's Kathy Lee with more on how this community is rallying around one another.
Amber Bell's love language is cooking. Even in the depths of profound grief, she is still showing up for her community.
My daughter and my husband and I went around to every single house last night. We just want to be there for the families, and we just want to be able to provide them with meals and food, and that's all I know how to do.
Nourishment for those reeling after 8 people, mostly children, were shot at the secondary school and a home in Tumbler Ridge. Bell's 2 children were in class when it happened. They made it home safe, but her heart breaks for the young lives taken too soon. Kids she knew by name.
They were all so amazing in their own right, but for us personally, the loss of Kylie is devastating. She was a part of our family too. We've known her whole life.
The loss in this community is too great to comprehend. And in a small place like this, it touches every doorstep.
I've only been here 5 years, and I haven't lost that, but you know what? They're my kids too. They're my kids too.
When healing does take place, you still will have that scar. You know, it's never going to go away. Like, we're forever changed. Forever.
They may never be the same again, but in Tumbler Ridge, no one carries those scars alone. The growing memorial of flowers, candles, teddy bears is a powerful symbol of the support holding everyone together.
I can feel the love of the country, community.
And as a community, they'll find a way forward, like they always do. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Tumbler Ridge, BC.
They are not alone. That's a snapshot of this Friday from here in Tumbler Ridge, a community that even in the freshest days of its grief has demonstrated the very best of this country: generosity, kindness, and compassion. Good night.